What if I told you the money in your pocket isn't controlled by the government, but by a group of private bankers who met in secret over 100 years ago? In 1910, 7 men boarded a private train to a place called Jekyll Island, off the coast of Georgia. Their mission? To design a system that would give them control over America's money supply while the public was left in the dark. This meeting changed history forever, and it's why the dollar in your wallet is worth less every year. In November of 1910, Senator Nelson Aldrich, chairman of the National Monetary Commission, gathered America's most powerful bankers. They included representatives from J.P. Morgan, Rockefeller interests, and Europe's Rothschild dynasty. They disguised themselves with fake names, told reporters they were on a hunting trip, and boarded a private train south. Their destination? The exclusive Jekyll Island Club. For 1 week, they drafted what would become the blueprint of the Federal Reserve System. 3 years later, in 1913, their plan quietly passed through Congress. President Woodrow Wilson signed it into law on December 23rd, when most of Congress had gone home for Christmas. The public was told this new system would stabilize the economy and prevent bank runs. But in reality, it concentrated power into the hands of private bankers. The Federal Reserve is not truly federal. It's a network of 12 private banks controlled by unelected officials with the power to create money out of thin air. So what does the Fed actually do? In simple terms, it controls the money supply. When the government needs money, it doesn't print it directly. Instead, it issues bonds. The Federal Reserve buys those bonds with money it creates, money that didn't exist before. This cycle creates debt out of thin air. Every dollar in circulation is borrowed and must be paid back with interest. Inflation isn't an accident, it's a feature. Since 1913, the US dollar has lost over 95% of its value. What used to cost a dime now costs several dollars. So who wins in this system? The bankers, who collect interest on the money created out of nothing, and also the government, which can borrow endlessly without raising taxes directly. But now who loses? It's you, the working class, the saver, the retiree on fixed income. Inflation silently robs your wealth while keeping you on a treadmill of debt. I'm sure you're wondering, if the Federal Reserve is so powerful, why don't we learn about it in school? It's because the system thrives when people don't question it. Most Americans think the Fed is a government agency. It's not. They think inflation is natural. It's not. They think debt is unavoidable. It isn't. The truth is hidden because if the public really understood how money works, they'd demand change. The Federal Reserve was born in secrecy, built on deception, and continues to shape every dollar you earn, save, or spend. The question is, now that you know the truth, what will you do with it? On this channel, we expose how money really works, from the corruption of the past to tools of the future, including AI and crypto. Subscribe now and let's pull back the mask on money together.